We'll take the storm with us.
Motherfucker, you are the storm.
Aha!
El Capitan.
And how are we doing today?
Oh, just gathering for a bit of fun in the crossing. Who knows? Shoulder shrugs.
Have you been discussing what your plans were?
Not necessarily. We weren't even really sure what it is that, we could do, but it depends on what it is that you want. So, what is it that we might bring back for you?
Well, if we're going to be talking, I think we need a better spot because people tend to kind of show up out of nowhere around here.
Oh,
what if we go to the end of the pier? So as far as we know, well, the three of you anyway, since you'll be doing the mission, so to speak, do we know who we're looking for? What knowledge do you have so far?
Daryl Dalton, he's taken 3 weapons from you, in which case I feel the need to take 3 things from him. I'm thinking a finger, a toe, and maybe his face.
Yeah, we were talking about the idea of possibly trying to preserve the skin of his face if there would be a moment, but I think we would have to find other methods. At the moment, we just, we haven't figured it out yet.
Right. Daryl Dalton is the lover of one Ashley Sky, a member of the Lion's Den, former member, somewhat associated still. They have loose ties, and the Syndicate is protecting them. The Lion's Den is an underground fight ring. They operate out of Saint Denis, and you can almost always find them in one particular location. But they are also backed by the very powerful crime family, the DiCenzos.
Oh, why do we have to deal with them?
The Lion's Den is backed by them, but it's only business. As far as I'm able to tell, the DiCenzos are not directly involved. The Lion's Den's affairs are the Lion's Den's affairs. Meanwhile, Ashley Sky is like in Virgil's own words, a weapon to be wielded at whoever he wants to deem fit.
Huh.
They're also friends with one Charles Morgan, an untrustworthy scumbag who fancies himself a British spy.
No, one of those.
Interesting.
A double agent for hire, if you could say. And Ashley Sky has been in direct conflict with the Corrigan and Black Company. Direct conflict. Via stabbing, gutting, and slicing her way to the top. Daryl also goes by the alias of Sean, and by which they're frequented in Valentine and Saint Denis. They rarely ever go out west. If you find one, you'll find the other.
Okay, that's a start. That being the case, I kind of want you to think of it like this. Obviously, Swan, you have your connections, right? We could see where you can pull and where you can push and what information you can gather there. Obviously, Jim, you have more intimate knowledge about them, so you can kind of guide the way. You don't necessarily always have to be there if you feel that if it doesn't suit what may need to happen. Of course, we all know that this man is capable of many greater deed, if you want to think of it like that.
Oh, don't compliment me yet. Come on now, I haven't even started.
There is one other piece of information that's very important to remember for Swan and Fang. I am currently, well, the last I heard, I was being hunted by the Lion's Den. They do not like me, and I'll probably explain to you more about that. But if they see me, they're likely to want to try to kidnap me if I'm alone. So we could use that to our advantage if you wanted to.
Oh, the old bait and switch. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, it only seems rather beneficial when it comes to the DiCenzos to always get that person when they're alone rather with a group, which can face them equally. That's their game. That's what they usually enjoy doing for the most part, so I'm not really too surprised, but, I mean, if it would help, and again, this would be your choice, Jim, you can always change a bit more of the hair, but if you do care for it, then it might be a bit more different.
No, it's fine. I've tied it back before. I might even be able to tie it up and put it underneath the hat.
Just remember, sometimes subterfuge will be your friend, so keep that in mind.
The Lion's Den is directly over Ashley Sky. So we got the DiCenzo crime family over the Lion's Den over Ashley Sky. But the DiCenzos are a little bit further removed, last time I checked.
All right, that's good to know.
The arena is owned by one of them, so they basically rent it out to the Lion's Den.
So, the Lion's Den is a place, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so if we were to go to this Lion's Den and you were to gussy yourself up in something that's a little bit unrecognizable and we let Swan do most of the talking, lesser reconnaissance shouldn't hurt, right?
That's why I think it's best if, like I said, you don't act necessarily right away. Take that moment to think about it. If you can play some mind games, I think that would be very interesting. I know you like to play with things, Fang, so I know you could find ways of making it a little bit more of a threatening manner, at least for a while, until you strike. I believe that between the three of you, you can concoct a plan. So far, you have most of the pieces. It's just a matter of how it all fits together.
So this money shall cover for the 2 tickets between me and Fang. As Jim, you have one already, you said?
I have a ticket to get back to the crossing, yeah. It's been hiding in my chest.
Then that should be good. What about the rest of the money? Should we just save it for ammunition or things, or what exactly?
Yes, anything that you deem necessary.
All right, perfect. All right, well, might as well prepare and get ready for that today then. Anything you have to do here before we leave, I guess make sure to get it out of the way and then we'll get the tickets to leave.
I won't kill anyone on the boat.
Uh-huh. It wouldn't be the
Much.
first time.
Look.
I mean, look, the boat is still on the north side.
Yes, I know.
Don't act like you don't know.
So, I'm gonna have to come up
I
with
would
some
say
kind
probably hurry up.
of alias.
All right.
Make it back.
Could be Jackson.
Yeah, I would say hurry up. It looks like they might be leaving soon.
I love you guys.
Godspeed, my friends.
And well, look, you have company, man. Y'all look great.
This doesn't seem ominous at all.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
Obviously a good sign.
Have fun. See you back home.
We'll take the storm with us.
Saint Denis.
Motherfucker, you are the storm.
Oh, you Josha.
Arriving back at the cross, it felt like a fever dream. I wasn't sure how to feel knowing that I was here with 2 others that were looking for these miscreants and properly teach them a lesson.
Good
All right.
to be back.
Oh, my back.
Mayor.
Welcome back to the crossing.
Welcome back.
All right.
Good to be back. Hopefully
Here's
the
my
mayor's coming
ticket.
around.
There you go. Okay. All right. We dropped off the rest of the tickets, so we should be fine. Okay, so I guess we could come up with a proper plan as of right now. So how much longer are we going to be able to, are we feeling tired, anything like that? So we just get an idea and we can plan things and maybe try to, maybe tomorrow or another day?
Alright, I'm good for a while. What about you, Masoka?
Maybe you got about 2 or so hours in me, so that's enough time to gather some information. Maybe poke around Saint Denis or somewhere else, I'm not sure.
I'm the same as well,
Perfect.
so.
I've got some catching up to do, for sure. I want to try and keep it on the down low. But first things first. Why don't we all check telegrams, huh?
Oh, you're going to put on a voice? Really? All right, fine.
For now, you son of a bitch.
It's a start.
All right. Yeah, that's believable. All right.
Alright.
Maybe we should take a step inside, see what goes on.
The city is oddly quiet.
Honestly. All right, let's try to hitch up our horses, maybe take a look inside for a minute. Should be some posts behind us. All right, let's see if we can actually find anything worthwhile here. All right. The drink menu. Anyone of interest, though? No names,
No
nothing.
judgment from me.
$18 for a Mr. Classy. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
I see you are the silent.
Let me take a look around behind the bar here. See if there's anything meant of interest.
Lady, you're not my type. You need to stop offering.
Somebody recently came back from Guam, it seems like, because part of the rum that's inside of you is pirate rum. Cangrejo Morado pirate rum.
That means that Jasmine came here and sold some to them. That's good. That means exports are coming off the island.
Which is wonderful, because I know that she'll probably understand maybe who currently might have bought it, and then maybe they work here. Which is wonderful.
Vivian used to work here. I don't know if you know Vivian, but she is on the island now, has been for a while.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm not sure who runs the saloon now, but Jasmine has been making her rounds.
All right, let's try to take upstairs. I wonder who runs it now, since you mentioned Vivian's on the island, as she used to run this place, so someone has to take the reins. I don't think she's mentioned that either, has she?
She told me once, but I forgot. She might have been like, oh, I don't give a shit.
Well. All right. Don't find much of anything. Is there anything over there?
Nothing in the bathroom.
Seems like our endeavors of trying to get a lead are very slow, but I have a feeling that we'll possibly be able to get something in the way we least expect it. So far, this seems all pretty good. Now, at least we've got into 3 parts of this. The 4th part.
Here we go. Jameson, lovely to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
William, lovely to see you. Welcome, boys. Welcome. All right, fellas. This here is Swan.
Howdy. All right. Pretty much in short, Jim, would you like to take the honors, or would you like me to do it? It's up to you.
I can. I've gathered you here today to inform you that we are on the hunt. I've invited you here because I know you're capable, and you've helped me out in the past. There's a mutual friend of ours named Daryl Doughton. Mr. Darrow and Miss Ashley Sky went to Guarma. They violated the rules. El Capitan has very, very few rules. One of them is not to go into the compound. Guess what Miss Sky and Mr. Darrow Doughton decided to do? They went into the compound and stole 3 guns that belonged to El Capitan. The guns really didn't matter that much to El Capitan.
It's quite the bold move for them two to do.
Yeah, it seems like when it comes to Miss Sky and Mr. Dalton, they tend to kind of do this quite a bit in terms of...
Yeah, I don't think anything's really bold for them, is it?
I don't know the exact specifics of how many things they didn't take, but I know that Ashley had a volcanic that she gave back to Vasquez when they were cornered, and she was put in a corner. Doughton actually managed to make it to the mainland before her. Don't know how that happened, but Miss Sky was essentially forced to give back the gun, whereas Doughton, well, he came back to the crossing, and El Capitan wants to teach him a lesson. Essentially, the idea is they took 3 things from us. We're going to take 3 things from you. There doesn't need to be any violence, necessarily. But if you decide not to give back the guns, well, we're going to take 3 things from you. There's another fellow that was with us that works for the militia. His name is Fang. Fang is, well, since you 2 fellas have been there on the island, Fang is responsible for the arts and crafts decor around the place. He's very capable. So our plan originally was to have him be here, but if he's not going to be here, then we just need more men to handle the situation as well. Swan and I can handle negotiations. Swan is especially good with that. He's going to be taking point on that. I'm just going to be here for moral support. And we also know that the fight night is tonight. Is that going on right now as we speak?
Right this second, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. They are charging $100 tonight. Probably keep the capacity limited.
I see.
As I figured. Well, let's see if we can gather around the bar counter over here, and we'll talk a bit more about this 4-part plan. We were just talking about that before y'all gentlemen joined us, so.
All right.
Right. Sounds good.
All right, come and join around the bar. Okay, so, of course, this entire endeavor is going to be a 4-part ordeal, as I would say. First part is, for one, we have to try to figure out some sort of way to get Mr. Dalton's attention, most likely as he's going to be with Miss Sky, since they're inseparable, as Jim has mentioned. And with that, try to see if we can lure him somewhere here, obviously, to this exact place. Now, my understanding would be this. We're trying to do our absolute best to not, alert him or give the assumption that we know who he is or anything of that nature. Best thing we can try to do is see if we can fool him some sort of way and offer him a job. Now, I thought the best way I could do this was to give a nice assumption about him, which would be, well, you seem like the type of individual who can handle himself. Would you like a job offer? Which, to be completely fair, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people in the crossing are always looking for jobs, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Just make sure you put a big enough price tag on it. He can't refuse.
Precisely. So, if I'm able to convince this man to be able to do that, maybe offer both him and Miss Sky a job, that could be wonderful. And from then, by the time, if we can get him through the door, which hopefully, depending on this plan, we can, as you can see behind you, were both of the lovely bits of taxidermy that there is. If you can see behind you where the doors are to your left and your right, or the other way around, there's 2 areas where you can be. Obviously, you can hide there at the best of your secret discretion, with rifles at the ready. Jim here, of course, is going to be, obviously, he could be alongside with me to assist. He won't really say too much, but at least it'll make it a little bit more easier. Like I said, luring him is the first part. Second part is getting him here. Third part is obviously the fun bit. Majority of y'all are going to be a good amount of muscle. Now, I don't know your sort of relationship when it comes to this man, nor is my business, and whatever it might be that you have to do. We don't want to assort to any sort of violence, at least as of yet. So, in the third part, I would obviously, as we've been supplied a good amount of handcuffs, both me and Jim, if Fang was here, he'd be our third option. I'm going to go and handcuff the man before he even suspects anything. He has no other choice but to stay here then. It's a bit more strong arm, and I'm not really too much of a fan of it, but I'm pretty sure
It's better than the alternative. Getting shot.
Correct. And it seems like you might be a little bit too finicky with that, so it's not going to be too fun. Of course, that's when y'all appear from the deep, dark corners of the lovely speakeasy. You can point your guns if you like, or you could just have them at your side regardless. You won't be doing much of anything.
If Miss Sky comes along, I've also got a second pair of cuffs. I'm more inclined to cuff her first.
Proceeding forward with what we have to do here. Between the third and fourth part, at least him being here, what do y'all feel like y'all want to do to him? Do you have any sort of questions, anything you want answered? And depending if he's being a bit of a hard ass or a dick, we'll have to deal with this a little bit more roughly, so I'll let y'all gentlemen decide that since y'all have a bit more history than I do with him.
Well, I mean, he's the one that shot me in Valentine.
Him and Ashley Sky took me out to the woods and shot me down as well.
All right, so again, while they're cuffed, it could be a wonderful opportunity to go through all of their, belongings if you want. Take it, keep it for yourself. Doesn't really matter to me. Whatever you feel is appropriate, but at least in that situation, that's what we can do. And to make it a little bit more better, due to a lot of things that have been taught to us, including that specifically, it makes it a little bit more... Who's this?
Hey,
Howdy.
Howdy.
How you guys doing? Can I get one of those weak-ass beers if you sell them?
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt y'all. I hope you don't mind us using the facilities.
No, you're fine.
Oh, no.
All right, excellent. Who do I pay for this?
Pay the gentleman at the left of me right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of y'all gentlemen, what brings y'all into this lovely establishment?
Like I said, mister, looking to use your facilities.
A bit more of the good old shine?
That's right, that's right. You know if anyone's run out of here recently? Like the past hour or so?
No. Give us some sort of details. We might be able to help you.
Well, not exactly no details. I'm just wondering if anyone has actually taken a wagon out to out west from here.
We didn't see much of anyone around here at all.
And we ain't stepping on no one's toes if we use that route.
Oh, no.
No, you can feel free to use that.
It's all yours.
You have no interest in moonshining?
All right. What's your guys' names, if you don't mind me asking? I'm Pete. Pete Comrade. Squeaky Pete, they call me. Bill, nice to meet y'all. Nice to meet you too, fella.
Jackson.
Jackson? Howdy.
Howdy.
Yeah, my name's Donnie.
Donnie, did you say?
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
My name's Austin.
All right. Well, anyway,
My
fellas.
name is Swan.
Swan. All right. No, pleasure to meet you, Swan.
Likewise as well, too, Pete. What
We'll
about
get-
your
Go
friend
on.
behind you?
He'll introduce himself if he wants to.
Nice to meet you as well, too, sir.
We shall get out of your hair. We'll be in the room over for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be out of here.
All right, no worries.
right.
Enjoy a bit more of the distills, and hopefully your drive with the moonshiner has been quite successful.
Indeed. Take it easy, gents.
All right,
You too.
safe travels.
Take care.
Hey, Jackson.
Yeah,
That's Charles Morgan right there.
yeah, I know.
All right.
Swan,
Mm-hmm.
that fella rides with Ashley. He's a threat.
The other one.
If you,
Not Pete.
he's standing in the doorway watching us now. Here's the thing. If he gets back to the Lion's Den and informs them, our whole operation's a bust.
Then we'll have to be smart and try to take him now. So, before you do anything, let's try to strategize a bit more about this. You can see that they're in the distillery straight ahead of you. I want you, at least 2 of you, right in front of me. What y'all are gonna do is normally just go all the way upstairs and block the door. So, if he is a threat, and as well too, depending if this is the same Charlie, they're going now.
Shit.
You should probably go and get him now. Keep your distance if you can.
Will do.
I was wondering where you're taking the shine to. Don't know any good routes?
Yeah, I do. Why?
I was wondering about it. Curious.
Yeah, I do, but I don't have the time to talk about it now.
By any chance, before you go, is the man to the beside you, Pete? Is his name Charlie?
No. I know the Charlie fella you're talking about, though, I think. Usually it's in Valentine.
Can we have the man speak for himself for a minute? Just 1 minute, that's all.
Definitely him.
He's a silent type.
All right. So, I do understand, Pete. You have to do your moonshine. Now, I do get it. You want to do your own thing. I have no problem with you. But apparently we have a lot more of a problem with the person beside you. And we cannot let y'all leave, but you can leave, Pete.
Whoa, why is that? What's the problem, Swan? I'm gonna get off. I ain't gonna do nothing stupid, but what's the problem? This is my associate. He helping me.
Well, I do understand that very much so. Apparently Charlie has been involved in a couple of things. Now, this isn't specifically, of course, my business. This might be the business of the other individuals involved. But he's done something.
Is this something that can be resolved without bloodshed? I know
course.
you got that gun in your hand.
It can be. I'm not wanting any sort of bloodshed at all. If we can properly have this man Charlie confirm properly himself that he is indeed Charlie, as it comes to
Morgan,
me.
and if Lockjaw Jim wants to get off the horse and talk to me, he can.
You can get off the
exactly
horse,
who you
Jim.
are, and I couldn't give a shit. I've got so much more other shit to worry about. If you want to start some bullshit, but just understand there's a whole bunch of shit going to come down on top of you.
Hold
if you really
on,
want to go
hold
this
on.
route.
I understand,
No, I'm
Mr.
not going
Morgan.
to take the insult right now. You either let us go on with our way, with something much more important than what this is right now, we move on.
And please tell me what is much more important than this.
Something of our business. I've got nothing to do with your business at all. You
Understand.
want to have your little outings down there, that's fine. I couldn't give 2 fucks about it.
All right, Jim, would you like to have a word with him? I'm trying to be rather very respectful.
Lockjaw, we've had these problems. You fucked off to Guama. That's it. I couldn't give a fuck about you anymore, to be honest.
And I could say the same about you, Mr. Morgan, unfortunately.
Well,
I do
good.
not
Well, thank
trust
God
you.
we're talking.
Yeah. All right, then. Let's talk.
What
I
about...
don't want-
I'm really not interested in you anymore at all, actually. In fact...
This has nothing to do with me or personal vendetta, Mr. Morgan.
Okay, so what the fuck do you want, then?
Unfortunately, we have business with one of your friends that you ride with frequently.
Right, Ashley.
No. But she is involved.
But if you can say in front of Pete.
Sean.
Who the
Your
fuck
friend.
is Sean?
Ashley's little man toy.
Sean? I don't know who the
Daryl
fuck...
Doughton.
Oh, Daryl. Oh, you can have him. I can't fucking stand him.
Lovely. All right, then, Mr. Morgan.
I don't, honestly. I've
So?
just had a discussion about this. He has a brother that's a lawman. I can't fucking
Correct.
trust him.
All right, correct. No,
I've
no.
already expressed my opinions with it.
All right, then okay. Let's just try to understand this.
We're on the same fucking page.
All right, so that's rather good. I'm very happy to hear about that. When it comes to this
He's not
man,
a lawman, and okay, this is what I see it as, right?
Mhm.
He applies to be law. They turn him down. Then he gets all doughy-eyed for Ashley, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But how do I know he's not going to flip again? That's my concern. So I don't like him involved in anything, to be honest. But that's not my decision.
Also, I would like to understand something before we get too much farther.
Go for it.
Why did you attempt to kidnap me with Miss Scott?
Why do I... Are you fucking serious?
I am, because I have no idea why.
Oh, we can have a discussion if you want, but I don't think you want to have that one. But right now, I don't give a fuck about you, so that's pretty much it. You know
Sure.
the reasons why, Lockjaw. Don't even disguise it. The way you slip off a horse like that, interesting. Obviously, we tried to rectify it and have a conversation with you, but then you decided to shoot up fucking Valentine. When I
That's
clearly
true.
had a gun on you, you didn't fear a lot. So if you really want to go down that route, we can. Or we can just fuck off and do what we're trying to do.
Right. No.
How about that?
Here's the thing. I figured you and I are even. Because beforehand, Miss Guy stabbed me. I don't know if you knew that. Maybe you did.
Yes.
Maybe you don't care.
Yes, I heard about it afterwards, yes.
Right. So here's the thing. That's a double slight against me. And when I shot you in Valentine, I do feel bad about that. Because I was very frightened. Scared. Because I knew that she was going to try to do something else other than just kill me.
Alright, well, can we put the guns away before the law comes past us and thinks this is a fucking robbery?
Alright. Here's the thing, Charles. I know you're friends with Ashley, to a certain extent. To what degree, I don't know. But that's a risk to this. How can
I'm going
be
to tell
so
you
sure?
honestly, Lockjaw, she's completely forgotten about you. She wants nothing more to do with you at all.
Oh, she
So
might
I wouldn't
when we're
worry
done.
about it. I wouldn't worry about it, honestly.
Alright then.
I have business with Ashley, and it's going to continue to be business because she's going to help me with something.
Alright then.
So if you want to
Enlighten
keep coming after her, you can, but it'll probably fuck up your own business. Honestly, she
Morgan, I'm
has
not
no dealings
trying
with
to
you
hunt.
whatsoever.
I'm not trying to hunt Ashley. This is not a personal vendetta.
this stems from something completely different, long and far away. And the idea
right,
is
well-
that what we're trying to do, Mr. Morgan, is I want to make a deal with you, properly.
Okay, but don't tell me your business because I don't want to know it. Because if this is how you're going to deal with it,
The idea is that you mentioned about Daryl Dalton, and you don't put a single bit of trust into him in terms of what it is he's doing because he has a brother that's within law, correct?
that's correct. Yeah, I think I don't even know if he's a deputy yet, but yes.
I'll tell you what. Depending on situation, I'll consider it as my sincere apology. And as a way, if you're able to, in some sort of way, be able to provide a method to get him to us, at least get a sense of trust between me and him. There's something someone very far away wants to go and mention to him, is all. I will compensate you for this. We'll forget any of this even happened. Now, when it comes to you and between you and Jim, it is none of my business. That's not what I'm here for. We're just here for Mr. Dalton. That's all. Does it sound good?
Yeah.
All right, what's your name? Again,
The name's Swan. All
I'm
right.
going to think it over. I can't guarantee I can actually do that for you. I'm sure you'll see them around, so... But what I do ask, that deal goes forward. I do not want Ashley Sky touched at all. Do you understand?
That cannot be guaranteed if she tries something stupid. I'm sorry. You know her as well as I do.
We don't want to do anything to Miss Sky, obviously.
We do
But
not.
knowing the situation, we are unable to guarantee that she is not hurt due to her previous ways and methods of dealing with situations that are not easy for her.
I understand. So this is going to have to take a very delicate situation.
Correct.
So let's see if we can come to some kind of arrangement, or I just have to step away from the whole thing.
Regardless, between the both of you, as we understand here now, I'm not saying this as any sort of insult or anything. I do apologize for taking you from your endeavors, as I'm pretty sure time is ticking. But what I want to mention is that this information stays here and dies with you here. That is it. It does not go in the city. It does not go in the den. does not go anywhere. We know exactly what goes on in that den. It seems like a lot is really going on there. Quite a bit. So, if you're involved, we wouldn't want any of that. Regardless.
Alright, I'm going to be completely clear with you with what group I ride with. Do you know who Pete rides with here?
No.
Well,
let me see.
You bother saying it, Pete?
Huh?
What do you ride with? Duchendos? Who exactly do you ride with?
Dead End Gang.
Alright. Understandably so. Whatever gang that you might run with, I mean no threat, I mean no harm. I just want to make
Hence
sure.
why I'm telling you, we have none of that kind of dealings with you at all. Now, I purely suggest that if you have got something going here and you want to create some kind of deals or arrangements or business with said group, because you know that we do a lot of business, then we can keep this civil. As for this, I've got no one to tell about because I honestly, I'm going to tell you I don't care.
Understandable. Alright. Then, if anything, we'll make sure that we can see if we could try to make this a little bit more appropriate for the next time we do it. But either way,
course.
Apologies to both of you, Mr. Morgan and Pete. Apologies for all this. I'll make sure to leave you on your way and I have your telegram as well, too. So, safe travels and hopefully everything goes well with you.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
night,
We're
Mr.
gonna get
Morgan.
out of your... Sorry, we're gonna get out of your hair. Just
Let you
wondering...
continue business.
Apologies again, gentlemen. Y'all have a good day.
That's alright.
Not a problem.
Alright.
C'est la vie. Alright, we're good. Alright, so what should we take from this situation, Jim?
He's a snake and he can't be trusted.
Yeah, definitely not. They're going to know within 10 minutes that Jim's back in the crossing. They're going to know that much.
And then we're looking for Daryl. He believed that it was a personal thing, which it isn't. Which is probably going to relight the fire again. So my cover is blown.
All right. Do y'all want to get out of here and meet up somewhere in Saint Denis?
Are we able to, if it's not too packed?
Yeah, we could go to.
Hopefully, when
probably
it
go
comes to these
Bastille.
two, they'll understand what they're getting into.
Okay.
They have a
I'd
lot
say
more
away
to
from
lose than we
Saint
do.
Denis.
Yeah,
There's a
and
lot of
mostly,
people there right
if they
now
would
that
make
could
any
get
foolish actions, they would
problematic.
pay an even
Here's
greater
the thing.
price.
It's going to take a little bit of time for Morgan to respond. We need to act quickly.
So much has happened since we arrived in the crossing as per usual, and it's never letting up. I want us to feel like panthers in the shadows stalking its victim. Let them be comfortable before our last and final drop on them. Howdy! Oh, God, my back.
Hi, Lydia.
Hello, sorry I was unsure how late you said that.
Oh,
Sure, that's late or not.
yeah, no, of
Right
course.
on.
It's totally fine. We just seen another horse, so we were just taking a look around.
Yeah, is that
Okay.
Romeo?
Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?
Howdy.
There he is. Howdy there.
All right, come on, let's go all talking sad. Let's not look suspicious out here.
Right.
All right,
There's a
so
lot of shit to go through, so buckle up.
Sorry.
We're
I'll be
Alright.
on door duty.
Well, obviously for privacy reasons, of course, I assume that whatever you guys need to say is very much confidential
correct.
and can't be seen by others, which I was kind of thinking about, and the same wavelength too as well.
right. I can trust their Romeo and yourself's discretion. We're doing this for El Capitan. We're trying to do our damnedest to avoid an all-out war, especially with people that I'm, associated with it as well. The fellas behind you, they work for the Valentine Saloon. And, well, we don't want to start a war with the Lion's Den either. So we need any and all information you can provide us, essentially.
course.
We got
Alright.
your businesses in Saint Denis, the Garden of Eden, run by you guys, and the Bastille, which is also associated with us. We're all on the same side.
Mhm.
And we need to make sure that none of this gets back to you and your businesses. So, Swan, you can take it from here, I think.
So, in other words, at least for now, That's currently what we're dealing with. But at the same time, what we're trying to do is we possibly might want to go and maybe send a couple of words to you so that you can maybe be able to, when you do have the chance to, or even get back to Vasquez. We're also going to do the same thing with Jasmine, because I know that she travels back and forth as she trades things. So at the moment, we're trying to prevent a lot of this from moving forward in terms of the wrong way. We know where the majority of them reside, so any information in regards to where they're located at the moment is not really needed. We just pretty much need any information of where they could be from time to time, just to keep an eye on them for the most part.
Right.
If we would look into any more information, then they could get a very nice sneaking suspicion. Now, more so, I am very interested because we want to take a very heavy precaution against someone. This person specifically goes by the name of, what's his name? Charles Morgan.
Charles Morgan.
So, do any of these names ring any bells to you?
Actually, I did see Charles today, actually.
He's been running around.
In Saint Denis, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. Okay. When did you see him in Saint Denis? Do you remember?
That was around, I think, before Lion's Den.
Okay.
He was kind of just in front of the Lion's Den, and then he was kind of just watching me, and then I just told him I was looking for the time for when it's gonna open. Then he was telling me that nobody's inside the den, so I assume he probably went inside, maybe.
Now, here's a more interesting question. Did you remember what he was wearing during that time you saw him?
He looks really different than the way he usually dresses. So I remember that for sure. He was kind of wearing...
What was he wearing?
Like, rundown type clothes. Like, I think it was a blue shirt, I believe.
Interesting. He's not been in disguise.
He just looked really different, yeah.
He hasn't changed his skin. That's interesting. Since a few hours ago.
Yeah.
He must feel safe.
Not only that, but at the same time, as of what I remember, he was wearing a very nice suit with a golden tie. And that seems very odd to me.
Really? I
Correct.
did see someone after the den that was wearing black with a golden tie. 2 people on horses.
2 people on horses?
That's true.
Yeah. And I
Did
was
they
like,
have a
who is
woman
that?
with them as well?
Yeah, it was a lady.
Yes, there's a
Yep.
girl, yeah.
Yeah, I saw them.
We want to know who they're working with currently. We want to know who they rob banks with. We want to know how deep are they involved in the Lion's Den. Does the Lion's Den, do some of the members love them? Do some of the members not? Are they officially in business? What? We want to know what would happen if they magically disappeared overnight. What would happen if they got hurt? What would happen? Those are the questions that are coming through our mind. Because the thing is, we're in the crossing. Crossing is a big place. There are laws here, etc. But we want the backlash to come back to Gorma, nobody else. If there is a retaliation, we want it to be with the militia, not with the businesses of the crossing, or certain individuals, me included. Because Ashley Sky is a psychopath who only needs a little bit of information and comes to her own conclusions as to who, she fights an imaginary war. She thinks, look at me, I was hurt by such and such. Such and such hurt me badly. Don't you care about me? If you care about me, you'll go after that person with me. Emotional manipulation.
All right. So, pretty much in short, it seems like she has been also appearing around the Valentine Saloon quite a bit, knowing her history with a good amount of people there. Was not on good terms, so they're rather incredibly surprised, and there's no, let's just say, there's no sort of suspicion for her to suspect much of anything. This is probably the greatest advantage that we really have at the moment, and we just want to keep it that way so that we keep everyone in safe hands and that nothing happens to them. God forbid, of course.
Mm-hmm. And on the topic of what you were saying about the information link between you and Capitan and all that, just for your knowledge, we are planning on going back this weekend on Sunday. So if you have anything that you need relayed,
because I was thinking about that, I at least want to relay some sort of information to keep him updated on things, just in case if things do hit the fan. Again, that's what we don't want. But in the worst case scenario, we're going to do our absolute best to try to prevent it from happening. And if it gets pulled over, we've tried everything and it's just being pushed towards us. So
for sure.
Correct. Yeah. Are you able to take down any sort of notes? Do you have a notebook or anything? I just want to give you just
Always, yeah.
3 little short things I would have you, to send. And then we'll send a telegram to Jasmine just to inform her just in case. But all right. First thing, we found out where they reside and where they tend to frequently be at. Let me know when you're ready again.
Okay.
Second thing is, we are currently taking steps and actions to rather figure out how to get them close to us, and then we could deal with them accordingly.
Ready?
Okay.
Third one is, in case of the worst situation, we'll make sure to exhaust all options in making sure it does not go to Guama. If we return and they are looking, then that means we've done everything we can and they want war.
Yeah, that is very important to note.
You got the majority of everything?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Perfect. That's all we really want to go and have y'all send over. When it comes to Jasmine, we'll give her a short summary, and I'm pretty sure she'll be able to do that as well, too. I just want to make sure, and I think it was a good idea Jim mentioned to send a telegram to both, at least between both you and Jasmine, since if y'all return or frequent the island, to make sure this is a confirmation. It's not just some sort of rumor that's going around.
Yeah, of course. It's definitely important.
I'm pretty sure he does trust us for the most part, but, it's better to be safe than sorry. And at the same time, we just want to make sure, just in case. We don't want to have our pants down and they, catch us.
We want to let him know before we run to Guarma. Maybe just to have his, tell him, hey, keep your guns oiled. That sort of thing.
Otherwise, I think that should be pretty much it. But thank you, of course, for just being able to do this. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, of course. Definitely. And likewise, to you as well.
As I always say and have been all day today, your actions will not go unnoticed.
We'll send you a telegram if we have any more information that we think is important.
All right.
Of course, we want to try and keep things kind of vague, just in case this information comes back. But this meeting will help to provide a lot of context for what we're about to tell you, if we have any new information.
But otherwise,
it was lovely seeing you too.
Yeah, definitely. Lovely seeing you too as well, and we'll definitely relay that to you.
We'll keep in touch with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll allow y'all to leave first, and we'll stick around here because we're going to plan a couple of other different things. But thank you again, Lydia.
Yeah, definitely nice seeing you.
All right.
Yeah.
Safe travels.
Follow you guys out for a second.
We'll wait for him to come back in, and then we'll figure out a couple of things.
All right. Yeah.
Let's disperse.
All right. Sounds good. All right, fellas.
Best of luck. Good hunting.
Happy hunting, fellas.
All right. I'll keep in contact with you, Jim. I'll see what goes on then.
All right. Perfect.
And hopefully Fang will be around for once. He's missing out on all the fun. Hopefully, when it comes to these two, they'll understand what they're getting into. They have a lot more to lose than we do. And mostly, if they would make any foolish actions, they will pay an even greater price.